What if I told you that America, the land of endless regulations, still runs on loopholes so strange they make the Wild West look organized? From billionaires dodging taxes with pet cows to literal get-out-of-jail-free tricks buried in law books. These aren't urban legends. They're real, legal, and actively exploited. Welcome to 25 legal loopholes in the USA you won't believe are real, where the law forgets to finish its own sentences. Number 1. The billionaire cowboy trick. Rich landowners in Texas, Florida, and California register their estates as farms by keeping just a few cows or even renting goats for a weekend. Why? Because agricultural use means massive tax cuts. One billionaire saved over $250,000 a year thanks to 3 confused cows grazing on his golf course. Number 2, the Airbnb homeowner tax hack in Georgia and a few other states. If you rent your house for 14 days or less per year, you pay 0 tax on the income. That's why during events like the Masters tournament, locals rent out their homes for $20,000 a week, completely tax-free. The IRS calls it the Augusta Rule. Locals call it the legal lottery. Number 3, the I wasn't driving defense. In many states, DUI laws require proof that you were driving. If you're found drunk in your car, but the engine's off, you can sometimes walk free. A man in Colorado avoided conviction because he was just listening to music in the driver's seat while passed out. Number 4, the tax-free church mansion. Megapastors across the U.S. claim their private mansions as parsonages under church property exemptions. Result, multi-million-dollar estates, tax-free. As long as it's used by a minister for ministry, the IRS politely looks away. The Vegas marriage speedrun. Nevada doesn't require witnesses, waiting periods, or even sobriety checks to get married. That's why you can meet someone at 2 a.m., get hitched by 2:30, and be legally bound by 3. It's not a loophole. It's state policy disguised as chaos. Number 6, the offshore YouTube trick. Many influencers and digital entrepreneurs register their companies in Puerto Rico or the U.S. Virgin Islands because technically they're U.S. soil, but taxed like foreign territories. Result, federal tax rate, 4%. Legal, absolutely. Fair, you decide. Number 7, the free land by adverse possession. In some states, if you live on an abandoned property long enough, usually 7 years, and pay its taxes, you can legally claim ownership. Yes, squatters can become homeowners just by staying stubborn. Number 8, the cannabis church loophole. Religious freedom laws have inspired churches of cannabis in states where weed remains illegal. By classifying marijuana use as a sacrament, they skirt prosecution under First Amendment protection. It's half religion, half rebellion, and somehow legal in parts of Indiana and Colorado. Number 9, the diplomat's parking paradise. Foreign diplomats in Washington, D.C. rack up thousands in unpaid parking tickets every year. They can't be towed, fined, or arrested, thanks to diplomatic immunity. One embassy owed over $300,000 in fines. The city's only weapon? Mild disappointment. Number 10, the LLC shell game. Rich individuals create a new LLC for every asset, yacht, plane, even cars. When sued, the person technically owns nothing. It's the adult version of hiding your toys in different boxes so no one can take them away. Number 11, the homemade gun loophole. Before 2022, Americans could legally build ghost guns at home. No serial numbers, no background checks. The kits were legal because the ATF defined them as not technically firearms. For nearly a decade, thousands of untraceable weapons existed, purely because someone forgot a definition. Number 12, the movie magic tax trick. Hollywood studios shoot films in states with special tax rebates. In some cases, the state ends up paying the studio millions for filming there. Georgia alone has given over $1 billion in incentives. It's less a loophole, more a legal bribe dressed as economic development. Number 13, the Delaware black hole. Over 60% of Fortune 500 companies are registered in Delaware. Why? It's the only state where corporate ownership can stay completely anonymous, and lawsuits are handled in secret corporate courts. It's legal invisibility, sold wholesale. Number 14, the lifelong trust trick. Ultra-rich families use dynasty trusts in states like South Dakota and Nevada. These trusts never expire, meaning wealth can stay untaxed forever. Your great-great-grandkids could be living in mansions paid for by your accountant's creativity. Number 15, the backyard zoo exemption. In several states, you can legally own lions, tigers, and even bears, as long as you label your property as an educational exhibit. All it takes is a printed sign saying, "Wildlife Sanctuary." Congratulations, you're now a zookeeper. Number 16, the police sting immunity. If an undercover officer commits a minor crime while investigating you, it's legal. That means buying drugs, gambling, even small-scale fraud, completely excused under lawful authority. Justice may be blind, but apparently, it's also undercover. Number 17, the political donation maze. Super PACs can't coordinate directly with candidates, but their founders can just happen to be former campaign managers who know exactly what to do. Billions flow legally through a loophole that's only illegal if you say out loud that it is. Number 18, the Airbnb hotel hack. Some landlords dodge zoning laws by listing entire apartment buildings on Airbnb, classified as short-term rentals. Technically, they're not hotels. Practically, they're hotels, and the law shrugs. Number 19, the speed trap profit loophole. Small towns fund themselves by writing absurd amounts of speeding tickets. It's legal because traffic fines go straight into the town's budget. It's not about safety. It's about survival through enforcement. Number 20, the private prison corporation. Trick: a private prison can be a non-profit organization if it technically reinvests its revenue into operations. Translation: profit, but in disguise. Yes, some of America's most profitable prisons file tax returns that say charity. Number 21, the corporate citizenship hack. Corporations are people under U.S. law, able to claim free speech, religious rights, and political influence. But when it comes to jail time, suddenly they're just entities. It's a shape-shifting act Houdini would envy. Number 22, the Maritime law gap. If a crime happens in international waters 12 miles offshore, U.S. law often can't touch it. That's why offshore gambling ships used to park just beyond the horizon. Legally untouchable, ethically questionable, profitable as hell. Number 23, the rent control reset. In some rent-controlled cities, landlords purposely let apartments rot until tenants leave. Then they renovate, legally resetting the rent to market price. The law, meant to protect renters, ends up rewarding neglect. Number 24, the educational purpose tax trick. If you register your mansion as a nonprofit museum or research institute, you can qualify for massive property tax breaks. One collector declared his luxury home an art storage facility. Admission by appointment only. Zero taxes due. Number 25, the no law means no crime clause. In U.S. federal law, if Congress forgets to define a punishment for a crime, judges can't sentence it. There are real cases where guilty defendants walked free because the law forgot to say what happens next. When bureaucracy glitches, justice crashes. These loopholes prove one thing: the U.S. legal system isn't broken, it's built this way. Every law is a puzzle, and somewhere out there, someone's already found the missing piece. So, what's the wildest loophole you'd use if it were 100% legal? Tell us in the comments. And remember, in America, the line between illegal and clever is usually drawn by a lawyer with a good sense of humor. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned.